All right, the end of the long day. It's 6:48, and I got her scooched up in there. It fought with me for a little bit. Mrs. Hillbilly helped me out. She said my angle of my dangle was wrong. All right, I'm hoping this is a work. All right, I got parts everywhere. There we go. I don't know what happened to I think my battery ran out. Anyways, I'm just kind of laying with it, trying to get some things laid in. I got my wheels and tires on. I want to try to get my tank on next. Get my tank on. The thing I think that I've got to hurry and do, I hate rushing painted parts. I've got to dry my firewall, get that firewall dried and put on, and a couple other little parts here and there. I've got parts painted and drying everywhere, so rushing everything is not a good thing, but I'm trying to get done. I got to get it all done. I got to go. Thanksgiving with the family is next weekend. I go to Oregon the next week at the end of the week, and so it'll probably be a little while before I get back. So trying to get it all in this weekend. All right, just check in and a little more progress. It's really slow going. I've got my steering lines in. I got my steering ram on. I got my hydraulic lines onto my pump and hooked up back there. I've got my power steering reservoir just kind of dangling, getting ready to hook up my oil pressure. I'm going to try to tee it off and have a oil pressure gauge and a dummy light. And so I've got to I need to pull this back off, make sure everything's good. I've got my return lines. I've got to cut one here and then fish that back around. And so coming along, but it's really kind of slow going because it's getting down to the little tedious things. So, all right, it's about, I don't know, almost 5 o'clock. I about got this thing ready to fire, or at least turn over, and see if we got fuel, see if we got oil pressure. I got my battery on it, got everything kind of wired up and put in place. I've got my bleeder screw out. I need to bleed it. I got my hydraulic fluid. Watching me get the power steering fluid and the hydraulic fluid in the thing is like watching something from Benny Hill. You should just start playing the music, because I think I spilt more on the ground than I got in the tractor, but it's just a comedy of errors there. Yeah, what a mess. Anyways, I got it done, getting close, so I'm ready to turn it over and see what we got. Well, it helps if you turn the fuel on, not be a dumbass. All right. There again. We got oil pressure. So much for my pretty paint job. sure if that's what you call a runaway, but I didn't want it to run away. I think she just... Too long, I don't have a, or run it too long, I don't have a radiator on it. All right, let me find my other wrench. All right, one more real quick. One more real quick, and we'll bleed the injectors. Woohoo! Well, did you get to see any of that, or did you just get to see my butt? So, she runs. Took a minute. She runs. I baptized the thing in oil, hydraulic fluid. All right, I've been just kind of pounding away at it, and just a little bit here, a little bit there, getting it kind of pull it back together. And so I got my intake on. I wanted to start it up one more time with the intake on, just to kind of see if it's a little quieter. I got my water pump on. I got my thermostat housing on. Got my intake connected. So still looks like a bucket of worms, but I'm getting there. Just how do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. All right, Sunday morning, packing up to go home. And pretty successful weekend, I think. Everything's kind of back together and running. Next time I'm up here, I think I'm going to go back and lash the valves. I want to lash them one more time, make sure it runs good. Seems like I got a little ticking, and hoping that the lash will maybe help that. Get that done, and then I'll start kind of this way forward, get the radiator on. I'm fixing to clean it up, get it good and clean with the hose. It's, man, nasty. And do the last couple of things and go home.